Yes guys, it's me, Neeks, again, back, this time with your Premier League weekend review. Filling in for Kyle, who is off on some new baby daddy duties. We've had an exciting weekend, a brilliant end to 2018. And there's only one place to start. We have to go to Anfield. Liverpool. What a performance. What a result. Arsenal, the complete opposite. 5-1 battering. And the worst part about all of this, I'm not even surprised. Are you surprised? I think there's a lot of people who probably expected such a performance. Now, I mean, it doesn't take anything away from Liverpool. But the fact is, Arsenal and Liverpool are on two different planets right now. And you could say they have been for a couple of years. Jurgen Klopp has got this team playing some amazing football. And Arsenal took the lead early through Maitland Niles. And a bit of hope. Even from myself as a Man United fan, I was like, yes, baby, Arsenal can derail their title bid. That was not to be, because they came back firing. 2 goals in 2 minutes from Roberto Firmino. 2-1 before you knew it. Arsenal on the ropes. 3-1 Sadio Mane. 4-1 Mo Salah with a penalty. Some people made a complaint about whether he dived or not. He didn't. It was a ridiculous challenge. It was a penalty. And 5-1 Bobby Firmino wraps up his hat-trick, wraps up the game after half-time. 5-1 to Liverpool. And that all meant that they went 10 points clear of Manchester City. 10 points clear before the year was out. Now, obviously, Man City had their game in hand. They went away to Southampton. And in the end, they won 3-1. It wasn't as easy as maybe the scoreline even suggests. They had, Fernandinho back, Aguero back in the starting lineup. Went 1-0 up, but Southampton pegged them back. Much deserved equaliser. And Man City would have been maybe slightly worried. Pep Guardiola afterwards said that if they had dropped points in this game, if they had lost, the title race was as good as done. As it was, they got back into it. They took the lead, and through an own goal, actually, through James Ward-Prowse and then Sergio Aguero, all before half-time, 3-1, game, set and match. So it meant that going into the big game on Eastlands, at the Etihad, on the 3rd of January, Thursday, it means that is, you would say, arguably, it's a title decider. Now, what I mean by that is, if Man City win, granted, no, it doesn't mean they're going to win the title. They'll still be 4 points behind Liverpool. But if Liverpool win and go 10 points clear with 17 games left to go, I understand, yes, it's still 17 games and they could go for a blip. But the momentum and the gap they have over Man City, the way they're playing, you can't expect they're going to lose 3 or 4 games that they're going to need to actually drop behind Man City. You have to say the title's done. But you have to wait and see. Arsenal, on the other hand, listen, Arsenal, we're coming for you. Manchester United, we're coming for you. Now, I know 5th place is not where we want to be. Obviously, minimum expectation going into any season is top 4, get back in the Champions League every single year. But the way our seasons are gone, you lot were on a 15-game unbeaten run. But by the end of it, you were 5th. And you're still 5th. But we've closed the gap to 3 points. Your defence is shocking. I've said it. I've said it in different videos. I've said it on the podcast. I've said it everywhere. The defence is shocking. There is no difference between this defence now and the one under Arsene Wenger. And I don't mean personnel, even though some of the personnel is very much the same. But in terms of performance, you still expect Arsenal to make silly mistakes. How did you let Bobby Firmino run through your whole team? The man was moving at snail's pace. Mustafi goes in for a tackle, doesn't tackle. Socrates goes in for a tackle, doesn't tackle. Lucas Torreira slipping and falling. We've got 3 men on their knees while Firmino's running through and just slots past Leno. And even Leno, well, he's a joker as well. Nah, you lot are a disgrace, man. You ain't getting top 4, I tell you that right now. And at this rate, you're finishing behind Man United. And everything that we've gone through this season, to finish behind us, after the gap you had above us, embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. Us, Manchester United, 4-1 victors at home to Bournemouth. Ollie Solskjaer, the revolution continues. Now, I ain't saying a revolution we're going to go win the Premier League. Come on, let's be real. I'm not even saying we're going to win top 4. I kind of wrote that off after we lost to Liverpool. We're currently 8 points behind Chelsea. It's a big gap. It's still a big gap because Chelsea are a good side. They're not playing the most scintillating football, the sorry ball that everyone's talking about, but they're winning games and they've got that guy, of course, Eden Hazard. But 4-1 nonetheless. Paul Pogba with 2 goals. The man is back on form. A lot of debate about whether, obviously whether he down tools, stopped playing for Jose Mourinho, stopped playing for Man United, wanted Jose to get sacked. Jose has been sacked. There are no excuses now. And he's playing right now. It's only 3 games. It's against Cardiff, Huddersfield and Bournemouth. But right now, he's in the form of his Manchester United life. Another 2 goals in that game. Brilliant performances from Matic again, Martial, and of course Marcus Rashford. Now the thing with Marcus Rashford, a lot of people are saying, it just shows and Jose Mourinho left. Marcus Rashford has been playing good all season. So let me take that back. Marcus Rashford has been trying all season, but he's been on form since at least the end of November when Jose was here. Credit to the boy, because with all that's going on, it'll be easy to be demotivated, but he's self-motivated. With all that's going on in behind the scenes, he's gone out and played for the shirt. So when I see him run and tap that badge, I know he means it. He's a Mancunian, born and raised. He's playing for the club. And he got himself on the score sheet and assist herself for Paul Pogba on the right-hand flank. Nathan Ake completely bamboozled. Did a flip-flap past another defender, Ronaldinho style. Went past Nathan Ake again before sliding it across the box for Pogba to slot in. As well, obviously, Manchester United 3-0 up going into half-time, but just before half-time, another goal conceded. We can't keep a clean sheet for love nor money. Going into the January transfer window, it looks like if we are to buy anyone, it has to be a centre-back. Jose Mourinho said it and said it and said it. Said it so much that just completely threw the confidence of the players there. But the reality is, those players are not good enough. Eric Bailly sent off. Reckless challenge. These players, as good as Lindelof and as good as Bailly, their ability, the potential is, they need some kind of leader, seniority in that back four, the likes of someone like Van Dijk, what he's done to Liverpool, and he's marshalled that defence. Trent, Gomez, Robertson, he's marshalled them. We need that seniority beside the talent that we have at the back. Toby Alderweireld, we know he signed a new contract. They've extended that contract, which means that in the summer, that £25 million release clause will be activated. If we can get it before that, would be great, but it'll be unlikely. So we may have to persist with what we've got going between now and the end of the season. And to make it 4-1, Lukaku off the bench, back in the squad, and back among the goals. Ollie Solskjaer said after the game, actually, that in terms of what Lukaku, how he's going to play, he said he's not going to be a target man. If I play him as a target man, it means but he's never going to be facing the goal. He wants it on the half turn, running off the defenders, which is how he got his goal from Pogba's lofted pass. For me, he doesn't get into our starting lineup with the current players available, let alone when Sanchez is back in the squad. But he'd be a great option off the bench. I know 75 million for a player off the bench is not what you desire. But unless he returns to his best that he was at Everton, and arguably even at the beginning of his Manchester United career, he shouldn't be anywhere near the starting lineup. Other results from the Premier League. Massive shock at Wembley. Tottenham, who had battered Everton 6-2, battered Bournemouth 5-0. Everyone said they're in a title race. I said they're in a title race. And what do they go and do? Soon as the first glimpse of a title race appears, they bottle it. 3-1 loss to Wolves at home. Now, Wolves are a good side. And when it comes to the big sides, they turn up. They've drawn with Manchester United, drawn with Manchester City. They've beaten Chelsea. Then they lost to Arsenal, to be fair. But they've now beaten Spurs. A battering, really and truly, from a newly promoted side. Spurs, I'm not giving them no excuses, but in the second half, they were poor. They looked leggy. I don't think he made many changes in that game in terms of the starting lineup, and I know he only made one sub itself during the match. They took the lead through Harry Kane, brilliant strike from with his left foot outside the box. But after that, Wolves were just hitting them on the counter attack. That second half, it only looked like one team was going to score, and Wolves were that team. Bolly, Costa, Jimenez, they were all on the score sheet. 3-1, and Wolves move up to 7th place in the league at 20 games in. There were some very interesting results actually for the rest of them. Burnley, Tom Heaton back in the team ahead of Joe Hart. He kept the clean sheet as they beat West Ham 2-0 at Turf Moor. That's a massive 3 points in their relegation fight. And other results in the relegation fight. You had Fulham playing Huddersfield at home. Big controversy late in the game. Abu Bakar Kamara wins the penalty and takes the ball to take the penalty. But the reality is, Mitrovic is the penalty taker. And there was a bit of a tussle between, I think, the captain, Kearney, and a few other players. Chambers was around there. But Kamara was not letting go of that ball. Took the penalty. And in that situation, you have to score. Mitrovic even had his hands up, saying, Ranieri, I'm the penalty taker. But what can you do from that far? Mitrovic, in the end, kind of gave him the green light to take it. And he missed. Lossell saved. But his blushes were spared because Mitrovic in the 92nd minute runs through on goal from Ryan Sessegnor's pass through the legs of the keeper. 1-0. It takes Fulham off the bottom of the table and roots Huddersfield to the bottom going into the new year. But that wasn't it when it comes to the relegation battle, because Cardiff themselves conceded a penalty to Leicester, which Neil Etheridge saved, his 3rd penalty save of the season. It's no joke. It's no coincidence. This guy is a beast between the sticks when it comes to penalties. 3rd save, Maddison missed, and Sol Bamba came to clear the potential rebound that would have Maddison would have slotted away the missed penalty. But that was 0-0 at the time, and late in the game, 91st minute, Camarasa with a beautiful curling shot into the top corner, 1-0 to Cardiff. So if one team in the relegation think, yes, we got a massive 3 points, but all of the other teams other than Huddersfield matched them. So it's kind of as you were down there. Crystal Palace themselves, also in the relegation battle, they lost at home to Chelsea. A goal from that man, N'Golo Kante, from a David Luiz lofted ball. And that keeps Chelsea with a firm grip on the much coveted 4th place. The final result of the weekend was Watford at home to Newcastle, 1-1. Newcastle themselves, they're not out of it at all. They are firmly in a relegation battle. 15th at the moment, 3 points off the bottom 3, so they need to start picking up some points and picking them up fast. And luckily for them, potentially they've got a goal scorer in their ranks. Solomon Rondon, he's been scoring recently. He has coming from stick because in the summer, Newcastle sold Alexander Mitrovic, and he was seen as a guy who could help them, move or progress in the Premier League. And Solomon Rondon has now been tasked with that job, and of late he started scoring. But it's 3 points that they need. The next game they got at home to Manchester United, so hopefully they don't get them too soon. But that is the end of 2018. We're just over halfway in the Premier League season, and we have got a potential title decider to open the new year. Let me know all your thoughts on how the first half of the season has gone. Make sure you check out our podcast and all our fan cams over on the Football Terrace, all our other videos,